What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Meat Locker, episode 15. It's been a
15.
while. It's been a while.
You thought you'd never see these faces again, eh? Well, here we
Here we
are.
are, back, and we're here to tell some stories.
Indeed. Yeah. So, unfortunately, Dallas flew into a map.
He's no
So,
longer with us.
that's why he's not here. He was his first day on the pilot job. He was super excited. He just got hired and flew straight into a mountain.
Terrible. And
Yeah.
he was so excited, he
Yeah.
had his whole life ahead of him.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Is what it is.
oh well.
So, um, but yeah, episode 15, and I'm back.
What?
We were kind of just like, we were like itching, getting that podcast itch again. At least I was. I mean, right? I
Oh,
think you were
dude, I've been ready to do this or wanting to do this for a while. It's honestly the hardest part, I think, is just starting, like just doing
saying.
it, like just
Yeah,
starting the
100%.
first episode.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
But
so
thanks for watching. I mean,
yeah, I'll see you next
yeah,
time. I was gonna check. So yeah, it's episode 15, and the last time we uploaded was I lost it, but whatever. So
it's been a while. It's
you
been a couple
had
years, I
some.
think.
Has it really been that long?
I think so. Um,
Oh my god,
yeah, whatever. It's been
two
a couple
years!
years.
Holy crap!
Does it
That's
say when the
mind blowing.
last episode was?
July 30th, 2021. I
Wait,
did
are you
not.
serious?
Yeah.
So, literally exactly 2 years ago.
What the frick?
That was not planned at all. This was not
What?
planned.
That's crazy. Jeez, that's crazy.
Dude, that's weird because this was not even like we just randomly talked about doing this again and just decided
Wow,
to do it today.
that's great. That's insane. So, wow, it's meant to be. It's meant to
Yeah.
be.
hmm
2 years later. That's wild.
Here we are
Um,
again.
yeah, so I don't know. I mean, we'll kind of slow roll this into it. Is there anything
Yeah.
you want to
Well,
talk about?
how are you
Pressing?
on like social media? Are you up to date on things like social media
Yeah,
wise?
I mean, pretty. I mean, like
I know
what's
you
going
live in a
on?
hole.
I do
Yeah.
live in a hole. Yeah.
So, what do you think about the whole Twitter rebrand into X?
What's Twitter? I think it's super dumb, personally. I don't know.
Dude,
Like, well, what do you think, first of all?
well, I love it. I'm just kidding. No, I actually think it's stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
it's I don't know. I just been looking into it, and I don't. I mean, obviously he's thinking something, Elon or whoever is making the decisions on this.
It's
But
Elon,
okay,
100%.
okay. Then what do you think would go into someone's mind when they spend $40 billion on I think that's what he spent like on a social media app just to change it to the letter X. Like,
Right. Honestly, this whole Twitter Elon Musk thing has, I think, exposed him for like a big self-conscious, just kind of nerd or something. I really don't know what
mhm.
it is
Just a
because I
like
used
a
to because
like
I
a
used to
loser.
really like him. Like I
Yeah,
really
me
did. I
too.
used to like him a lot. But now like all the stuff he's doing, like I mean, there's so much obviously since he's gotten Twitter, like
hmm
just choosing really petty like arguments in Twitter, like with
Yeah.
smaller people, and he knows that he's
hmm
got like this huge following. So if he picks on some person, millions are going to see it, and then also pick on
True.
them. It's like, I mean, I he can do whatever he wants, obviously, but I think it's like I don't know I
It's just
mean,
his
it's
way finally getting back at the world for maybe bullying him when he was in high school or something.
Dude, yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I guess it's impossible to put ourselves in that mind because he basically might as well feel like God. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, how do
Yeah.
you even feel when you're like that? When you
Hmm.
have the most money in the world and also incredibly famous, like
Hmm.
it's just like who knows what's going through your mind. And
Right.
also, he's obviously incredibly smart, but I
He's
don't
got to
know.
have like a different mind than most people. Like,
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
yeah, I think that one thing I found quite interesting is they just released their new like tagline for the app X, and like you know how like on the App Store, or I guess you know how like I guess like Facebook doesn't. I don't know. You know how you have like a brand, and then they'll have like like a line that they say with the brand, like that kind of.
Yeah, like
You know
Nike,
what I'm
just
talking
do it.
about? Yeah, yeah, like that. What do you
McDonald's, I'm
call that
loving
one?
it.
Yeah.
Catchphrase,
Well,
I don't know.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Saying whatever.
Do like I don't think I've heard of an app like a social media app having one of those, like a tagline or whatever, but
Mm,
the new X does, and it's called Blaze Your Glory.
that's so weird. That just
Yeah, it's
reminds me
like,
of the movie Blades of Glory.
oh
Isn't that
yeah,
like
yeah.
some movie where like Will Ferrell like
Mhm.
played
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't even know what
Blaze
that
of Glory?
means. Blaze
That's
your
weird.
glory. Like I'm picturing him like in an office with a bunch of executives, and he's like, I've got it. Blaze your glory.
Yeah, and everybody else is like,
And they
yeah,
just agreed with
Elon.
him so he doesn't fire them.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
Jeez. Probably
I don't
ask
know.
ChatGPT. It's like, what are the top 10 sayings that Twitter would be? I don't know. You know, that, but yeah, the whole rebranding to X thing, I think is the stupidest thing ever because
Mhm.
it's like everybody knows Twitter. You know, Twitter is like an established thing that
Mhm.
Twitter and the people that owned it before, they spent
Mhm.
hundreds of millions of doing advertisements and
Yeah.
logos and branding, and it's called tweeting. When
Mhm.
you tweet something,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm just gonna throw all it away and name it something that sounds super serious and a porn
Yeah.
site like X dot
True.
com. It literally
Mhm.
sounds like a porn site.
It does not sound like anything remotely like what Twitter is,
Yeah,
like
totally.
X. It doesn't
Doesn't
even
make
look
any
like it.
sense.
It's like this dark, it's like a black
Yeah,
color with like an X, and it's like it'd be cool. Like it looks cool for like anything else. Like,
yeah,
but not for
literally anything
Twitter.
else. Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird. Um, oh yeah, and another thing that is interesting, and I just heard this somewhere. I'm not 100% sure if it's true, but I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure Meta, Facebook, Meta, they
Mhm.
own the social media rights to the word X. So I don't
Really?
think they are legally able to do that. I'm
Hmm.
not 100% sure because obviously, if that was the case, I feel like he wouldn't have been able to already switch the app and stuff. But I heard that somewhere from a pretty
Hmm.
credible source.
Hmm.
And I like because Meta was like, because obviously X.com, Elon had to buy that for probably a lot of money.
Yeah.
Um, so that's a pretty crazy
Just the
website
letter
name.
X.
Yeah,
I honestly, I'm surprised there's not like, unless he bought them out, but there's not anything else out there are already called X. Like,
yeah, right.
there's gotta be like another business called X
Right.
already, unless you
Well,
can just make another one called X.
right. Well, that's the thing. That's why I'm almost positive Meta, Facebook owns the rights to make a social media app called that. So
Hmm.
we'll have to see. And obviously Mark Zuckerberg. he's already rich and he already has Meta and Threads, Threads, right? The new You familiar with
Yeah.
Threads? Okay. Yeah,
Have you
because
tried that?
obviously, yeah, I'm on it, and the only thing it needs to be successful is like a news feed, for so you can see
Mhm.
people that you're
Yeah.
not following. Um, and then I
Mhm.
think it'll be great, but I think it's a good name, blah blah blah. But obviously, Mark Zuckerberg isn't going to be like, okay, yeah, I'll sell you this to do a direct competition to what I'm doing
Mhm.
with Threads. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
If that's the case, it's turning out Elon Musk buying Twitter is turning out to be like the biggest business failure of like all time.
Mhm. Dude, if he ruins it, that's like $40 billion just wasted. Like
Yeah,
on an app that was gonna be fine. Like
totally.
I feel like
Yeah,
Twitter would have even I mean Twitter's gone now. It's not even you can't even really call it Twitter anymore. It's X and just
right.
Twitter is a thing of
Exactly.
the past now. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, and to think of what you could have done with 14 billion.
Mhm.
Um, I'm gonna do 14 billion divided by
40
300.
billion.
Oh, sorry, 40 billion. So 40 billion divided by 300 million. He could have, I mean, this isn't that much, but he could have gave every single person in the United States $130, which that isn't a lot. But
Jeez.
if say you did like everybody making this much or less, probably would have been $1,000. Or, I don't know. It's just like so much,
True.
or donated it to like building
Mhm.
schools or something. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I'll just literally buy this thing that's over market. And he
Mhm.
paid like way over for what it's worth, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's crazy.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's honestly really divided Elon Musk's fans, I think.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, it's I mean like you said, I mean same here. Like I was a big fan of his and now it's kind of like just seeing him kind of go I don't know, it just seems like he's doing weird things even like on the app. It's like um he was letting people buy the blue check mark on the app
oh yeah.
because everybody wanted it. And then he was I don't know if he did this, but I heard that he was making it to where you like people who were actually like influencers or famous, you know how normally they would have the blue check mark? Well, now they would have a gray check mark that the average person couldn't buy because it was the gray check mark was only for the famous people. So it's like, it's literally the same
Yeah.
thing. What's the point?
Exactly. Yeah. Um, and I think they even I for some reason thought that I didn't know about the gray check mark. I knew about
Mhm.
the
And that
yellow
could have
check
been,
mark, which is
it could
like,
be that too.
okay. Because I've been seeing, celebrities or whatever, and I think they even have to pay for the verified check mark as
Mhm.
well. I don't even know,
Oh,
but yeah,
really?
it's like super cringe, and it's almost like a pay to win video game
Hmm.
because it's the same way on Instagram as well. I don't know if you knew
Yeah.
that, where you can,
Yeah,
and
I don't
and
like
it's
it.
super annoying because they prioritize showing your tweets or your Instagram posts if you are verified. So if you're
Hmm.
not verified, you're just going to get buried underneath all these people. So it's
Oh,
like
jeez.
to actually grow, with your Beamer Empire or whatever, you would almost like have to spend the money every month, or else you're just going to get beaten out by people spending the money. Super dumb.
Yeah. And actually, on top of that, it's ridiculous how they got rid of recent posts on hashtags, like just
Right.
regular recent posts. So basically, hashtag is pointless now because it
Yeah.
only shows top posts or recent top posts. Like,
Right.
do you
Yeah.
understand that? Like, what's the point of that?
I guess maybe people were using it for bad reasons or something. I mean, because the reason you and I and people like us with Instagram business this
Mhm.
affects is because that was the main for people watching, that was the main way you could get your name out there to
Hmm.
other Instagram profiles. Is you go on to, like me, I do cover arts and stuff, so I would do hashtag cover art or hashtag hip hop or whatever, and then go to that hashtag thing and then do most recent. So it's like,
Yeah.
5 seconds ago, 5 minutes ago, and you just scroll down, you'd like 100 posts or whatever, and then those
Hmm.
people would see that you liked it, blah blah blah, maybe check you out. But now that
Hmm.
that's not there, there's no way to do that.
There's no way unless you buy like an ad, unless you
Yeah,
buy like a sponsor post or
yeah.
whatever.
Buy an
And
ad,
now
buy a
there's no
post,
way.
or the check mark. It's like
Hmm.
then you'll probably show up more on the explore page or whatever that is on Instagram. But
And
yeah,
the thing
it
that
sucks.
annoys me the most is that on my music page, that's how I met so many other artists. And like, it's not like
Right.
I just did it for like business. I like legit want. I would go on there and just scroll through and see like musicians, like violin players or people in orchestra or something,
Yeah.
and I would like contact them. But now I can't do that anymore. It's like
No,
that sucks.
literally. That was the main, I mean, like we said, that was the main way we got followers. We got, I mean, when at least I got the majority, if not all, of my commission works through that.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's annoying, but maybe threads will,
Yeah,
who
and you
knows?
know what? The weird thing is on all of my small pages that are really small that I need them to grow, it's removed. But on my big page, Beamer Empire, I can still see recent posts.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah,
Huh.
be-
Interesting.
because my theory is they want the pages who need to grow to have to pay for it or whatever. But like
Oh,
pages like Beamer Empire, who's it's already big, so I don't need to pay for it. So they're like,
yeah,
okay, well, he doesn't need. He can still see the recent, which is stupid. I
yeah,
wish it was the other way around. 'Cause
totally. Oh,
that's
I
the
know.
one that I don't really need to grow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just money hungry. It's like, okay, yeah, we already have billions of dollars and we're one of the biggest social media apps ever. How do we
Hmm.
get more money? It's like, how much money do you need, guys? I
Yeah.
mean, truly, how much money do you need?
Hmm.
It's crazy.
That's the hard part about leaving your business in the hands of social media. You can
Totally,
control your business, but you can't control what they do.
100%. Yeah, it really sucks. I mean, that's why even YouTube is a little scary because, it's all, I mean, but then again, just because YouTube, say we had this podcast was big and like,
Hmm.
um, and we only put it on YouTube. It's like then one day YouTube can just be like, all right, violate our terms of service or whatever. We have to take down our channel, blah blah blah. And then what
Hmm.
do we do after that? It's like
Yeah.
it's just like to have that much power. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously YouTube. I don't think YouTube's going wherever YouTube's like by far the
True.
biggest video platform, but still having that much power is pretty scary. But
Hmm. I guess the best thing to do is just try and diversify between a bunch of apps.
right,
That's all
yeah,
I can think.
totally.
Not just focus on one app only. But
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so
Another thing was like TikTok. I feel like TikTok is kind of like making me more. Here, what's the word I'm looking for? It's giving me like a short attention span.
right,
So
totally.
because I'll like just and sometimes I'll just sit there and scroll through it for like an hour. Not an hour, maybe like 45
Right.
minutes. Felt
Yeah.
good. It's like an hour. But then I'm
Not
like,
an
what am I
hour,
even
like
doing?
50 minutes.
Yeah. And it's like,
No,
what am
I
I even
know.
doing? And I like
Y-
I kind of just space off while I'm doing it.
mhm. Yeah, I know, dude. TikTok is so good at like getting the perfect algorithm. It just like makes it so interesting, like shows you interesting videos and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I like
Yeah.
totally. It's so hard to realize you're like in thick of it. That's why I do like sometimes when I'm in the morning watching in the morning. I'm like, regardless, I'm just gonna do 10 more. I'll just like swipe 10,
Mhm.
9, 8, and just like get off
Mhm.
whatever the first one is, whatever the last one is. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, totally.
It's dangerous, and I think that like kids who grow up on it are gonna be like it's gonna be like that. Like they're gonna want things like their entertainment to be like that, where it's like shorter.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to watch like long videos of
Oppenheimer.
maybe, yeah, 3 hour movie. I hope it's not like that
Well,
because
that yeah,
I
that
don't know if
makes
it will be, but it's kind of could make them have like short attention spans.
yeah. Well, it'll definitely make it to where certain types of movies. I
Mhm.
mean, you already kind of see it. It's just like they just have to be always like boom, boom, boom. Like olden movies they would start like the credits would be for like 5 minutes long. It'd be like
Mhm.
some super long credit. But now it's like the first shot is some crazy action scene, and then the story just whatever goes through. So
Mhm.
it's like I wonder if movies like Oppenheimer or these beautiful masterpieces um,
Mhm.
that that are masterpieces in my opinion. And I haven't seen Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, I'm just comparing it to other movies that are regarded as some of the best movies. It's like
Mhm.
they're so good because it's not constant action or constant stuff to see. It gives
Yeah.
you breaks to think about what you just saw. And
Mhm.
then when you do see action or something, whatever, something high, whatever, it makes you appreciate it a lot more
Yeah.
because it built up to it and not just, it's,
Mhm.
yeah, it makes me wonder where those kind of movies are going to go in the future.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I agree with that. It's could be good, could be bad. I don't know, because I'm kind of like getting in that boat where sometimes I'll be watching a YouTube video that's kind of long, and then I'm like, I'm kind of bored, and I'll go to TikTok, which is like
yeah,
bad because I like YouTube more. But I think I just need to like kind of back off TikTok. 'Cause it's
right.
so much, so much dumb things on there, but there are like good, useful information
Oh
videos.
yeah, yeah. Like I've been learning how to tattoo. I bought a
Hmm.
tattoo machine, doing
Oh,
like on fake
really?
skins and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um.
Like an actual tattoo gun or what?
Yeah, a tattoo guy. Yeah.
Dang.
Here, I'll show you some of my
Yeah.
works. So you use this fake skin. It's just like flimsy fake skin.
Hmm.
So just
Dang.
learning all these little things. It's been fun.
Gee.
You know, it's been
Is
just
that like
doing.
real tattooing?
Yeah, it's real ink and everything. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's cool, and it's really it's I bought everything for like 60 bucks, 60, $70. So it's not like really
Wow.
expensive at all.
Do you think you
Yeah,
would give yourself a tattoo? Yeah.
well,
Is that
that's
what
the
you're trying to
plan.
do?
Yeah, I'm gonna learn how to do it. Just because
Hmm.
right now it's just a hobby and it's just
Yeah.
something fun to do, and I do a little tattoo every night.
Hmm.
Um, and then I feel like if I do one every night in a year, I'll probably be pretty good, and I'll probably do a little tattoo myself in like 6 months or something like that. Um, but yeah, it's been really fun learning about it. But that was just to talk about um, how you learn a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I've just been soaking up a bunch of YouTube tutorials on tattooing
Hmm.
and stuff. But I think
Yeah.
my biggest thing with, and this is a serious problem.
Hmm.
My biggest thing with like my attention span and everything is I have a problem where I always want to be listening. Where I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, I'm gonna go wash my clothes or whatever. I might as well have my Bluetooth headphones on and have a podcast playing or something.
Hmm.
Or
Yeah.
even if literally, even if I'm going to like say I'm watching a TV show in my room and I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll switch from the TV show to a podcast or something and
Mhm.
listen to that while I'm going to the bathroom and then come back and
Mhm.
then switch on my TV show. It's like
Yeah.
it's 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 like I know it can't be good. I mean, it's a good and bad thing because obviously I'm learning things from this podcast and whatever. It's making me happy.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
on the other side of it, it's like I know it must be really important
Mhm.
to just be with your thoughts, and not have
Yeah.
something always to ingest.
Do you ever just sit, like, take a time to just sit on your, like, bed or whatever and just do nothing? Not like when you go to
No,
sleep, but, like, just sit there
right.
and
Like
I've
meditate or whatever.
yeah.
No,
Like,
I
not even that,
don't.
just do nothing. I've not done that, I think, really ever, but I'm kinda
Yeah.
curious about if that'd be good, like,
Well,
30
it is.
minutes a day just to
Well,
do
I think
nothing.
that's what meditating is. I'm pretty sure you just
Mhm.
sit there and kind of just think about things, or just let your mind go blank, or whatever. I think
Mhm.
that's very, very important. I have tried it, but it's hard. It's like one of those things where you for sure need to practice at it. The more you practice, you'll get better at it.
Mhm.
Um, because obviously, the first time you do it, and you're trying to make your mind go blank, you're obviously going to be like thinking of all kinds of things. Like, oh, my foot's itchy. Oh, what am I going to have for dinner? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I think eventually you get better at it. And your mind will just go blank. You'll turn into a mug for half an hour. And
Hmm. Yeah.
I bet that's pretty good. I mean,
Mhm.
I would
Yeah, I
think.
mean, because we have all this stuff going on around us that stimulate us, and
Right.
like, yeah, I'm kind of the same. Though. I'll be like, I'll listen to podcasts or whatever, even when I'm gonna take a dookie. Like, I'll listen to something while I'm doing. I hate sitting on the toilet, silence. I just
Yeah.
don't like that. But
Yeah. Totally.
I mean, um, but yeah, yeah. Is
I think
there
just
any? Oh, I was gonna say, is there any like specific topics you want to talk about or anything? Think of top of your head.
um. Well, I wrote down a few things. So just so you know, the we have 10 minutes left in the meeting.
Okay.
That just came
I
up.
just saw that.
Okay. So bought a tattoo machine. Um, have you seen these tattoos that I've gotten?
I haven't. Are those new
Oh yeah.
or have I?
Yeah. Yeah, I got this. I got this one and this one in Arizona. This is the Master
Dang.
Sword from Legend of Zelda and some flowers, and then
Mhm.
the skull in Arizona. Yeah, I
Dang,
like
dude,
those
that's
a
sick. How
lot.
long did that take?
They both took
Did you get
about
them like
two.
together?
No, I got them separately. I got this one kind of on a whim. My grandpa and my dad was like golfing, and
Hmm.
I just had the day in this town. I think it's called Scottsdale, Prescott or Scottsdale, whatever. Um,
Hmm.
and I had the day just by myself, so I with the rental car, so I just drove around, got food, and went to local tattoo shops asking if they had time for walk-ins. So I was just like,
Hmm.
yeah, I might as well see what they're, see if there's any good artists or whatever. And it's funny, I went to four different places, and none of them could get me in. And I
Really?
was going off of reviews, like on Google Maps. So
Hmm.
this last one that I went to, I'm like, it's like the stuff that they showed on online wasn't the best, but whatever. I've gone to four, might as well go to this one. And I walked in, and this guy was like super nice, and he's like, okay. I told him like the kind of stuff I liked, and I wanted it to like fit in this area and blah blah blah. And he's like, okay, yeah, he like skulls, and just like drew it up back there. And
Hmm.
then he showed me the skull. I'm like, oh, the skull's awesome. And then I'm like, do you think you could put like a third eye right there?
Hmm.
And he just like drew it on there like with a marker, and I love
Dang.
it. Yeah, it's like one of my
Wow, that's
favorite
awesome.
tattoos now. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Um,
really good.
yeah, it's like really, really smooth. He did it for a good price. You know, speaking of
Uh,
tattoos, is I was recently or today, these past couple of days I've been doing a project for the local tattoo shop, and I don't know if I want to say the city or whatever, but our
mhm.
local tattoo shop.
Yeah.
And they were saying they put on their Instagram like, hey, anybody know graphic designers? We'll if you do work, we'll give you tattoo credit or whatever. Cool.
Mhm.
I contact them, and then they said they needed help doing this, like, because one of their artists is leaving and going to a different shop, and
Mhm.
they wanted to make a funny, like, have you seen those like all over print T-shirts where it's like someone died and it's like over the top, like in loving memory of this guy, and it's like
Oh yeah, it's
money and
like
like birds and
yeah.
like angels and stuff.
Mhm.
And so they wanted me to do that for like
Mhm.
someone and make it look like he died, but he didn't.
Mhm.
And I just did that for them, and they
Mhm.
liked it a lot. And I got $250 for tattoo credit. And
Oh.
well, I said $200 credit, or they have this get what you get
Mhm.
tattoo thing. Have you ever heard of that?
Mhm.
It's like,
Oh, where you like they make something, and you just
yeah,
get it.
kind of. Yeah, it's like there's like three slots, three like boxes with a hole in it. You just stick your arm in. So there's $100, 150, and 250.
Mhm.
And I got the $251 one. I'm just like, can I get one of those? And you reach your hand in there, and
Mhm.
it's a bunch of like plastic balls, you get out of like a quarter machine. There's like a little thing in there. You just crack it open, and then there's like a design. So you kind of just
Mhm.
get whatever you get,
Mhm.
and it's supposed to be like a better price. Like it technically would be like 350 or $400, but
Right.
since it's random,
So
it's cheaper.
do you have to get that? Like, do you pay for it before
No,
you do that?
uh, I think
'Cause
you
they should
do,
do that.
but
They should do that. I feel like that's
you,
smart.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you do have to pay for it, but you can re-roll for I think like
Mhm.
$20 or something. Like they say, obviously you're
Oh,
not going to
okay.
get something that you don't like at all.
Mhm.
So you'd be like, okay, I'll do $20, and I pick another time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Have you
I'm gonna,
rolled it yet, or just you go in when you want?
no, I just finished it today, and
Okay.
we just figured out the pricing today. So I'm like, I'll probably go in sometime this week to get that done. I'll make a video out of it. I think it should be fun, like getting a
Yeah, that'd be
speed
awesome.
tattoo or whatever. I think that'd be a fun video.
Mhm. Where do you
But
think you'll
yeah,
get it? Like, on your
um, it
body?
it depends what it is. Um, a safe bet is my leg, like my shins. But if it's
Mhm.
cool enough, I'll for sure get it on my arms if it's cool enough. Some of the $250 ones are big though. They're like that big. So I don't know.
Mhm.
It just depends what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. That's
yeah,
sick.
yeah, I'm
Well, I
excited
think we
about
might as well wrap it up right here since we're running out
it.
of time.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, thanks for everybody for watching. What do you what day do you want to upload these on? Do you want to have like a specific day?
Right. I think it's probably best, in my opinion, and we can talk about this more off the pod, but I think it's best just to go with the flow.
Mhm.
And, when we have a day, we'll be like, hey, you want to record, but not like, I think it's best, in my opinion at least, not to be like,
Mhm.
we should do this every single Monday, or else we might get burnt out that way. We shouldn't
Yeah.
feel bad if we miss a week or whatever.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense.
but once a week, I think if we can get it once a week, I think that'd be awesome.
Mhm. Yeah.
But kind of just going with the flow.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next time.
See you next time. Peace.